Good morning, children. Today we are going to see biology chapter 2. Okay, so this chapter is nutrition in animals. Though we saw an introduction to this chapter already, I would like to recall it again. So, first, the heading of the chapter is nutrition in animals. To obtain the nutrition, the animals need food, right? So, where do these animals get food from? All the animals get the food from the primary source, that is the green plants. If you take a food chain from the sun, the food is prepared by the grass, and grass is eaten by deer. Deer is eaten by lion. So the lion indirectly depends on sun and grass, right? Though it does not eat grass, by eating deer, it indirectly depends on green plants. Can I say in that way? Yes. So, we already learnt in your lower grades that animals is of three types: herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Herbivores means plant-eating animals like deer, cow, goat. Carnivores means animal-eating animals. The animals which feed on other animals, like your lion and tiger, which feeds on deer. Omnivores. Omnivores means the animals which feed on both plants and animals. Example, human beings. We eat both vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian foods. Elephants, bear and all examples of omnivores. So how does this plants which we feed on prepares food? By the process of photosynthesis, which we learnt in the chapter 1. What did we learn there? That in the presence of carbon dioxide, water and sunlight, and with a pigment called chlorophyll in the leaves of the plants, carbohydrates is prepared and oxygen is released out. This oxygen only human beings inhale during respiration, right? So how does the other animals take food? We human beings eat through our mouth. But how does the other animals take food? If we take an example of bees. Bees suck the nectar from the flowers. Yes, they suck. What about a duck? It catches the fish with its mouth. I mean the beak. Okay. What happens to a calf? It also sucks milk from its mother cow. Okay, so the other animals also take in food, but in a different way. They do not have teeth or saliva or tongue to eat. There are certain animals like lion, deer and all will have the way of food like how human beings have. But other animals and birds like bees, duck, cow and all take food in a different way. Now let us come to the way. Let us see how the human beings take in food. Human beings take in food through the mouth and they undergo a process called digestion to obtain all the nutrients. This digestion process is different in all the animals. The way how a cow undergoes digestion is different. The way how human beings undergo digestion is different. Okay. So first of all, what is digestion? Digestion means breaking down of complex components, that is the food components, into simpler substances. What is the meaning of complex components into simpler substances? You are going to break down in it, and they are telling that is the process of digestion. Let us see that in detail. For example, if you are eating a food item of example a burger. When you eat the burger, you start to break down the entire burger into small pieces, and then you still bite it and chew them into a very small, simpler substance and you swallow them. Once the food which is swallowed by you enters the stomach, it starts to obtain the energy. It starts to obtain the nutrients from the food which we ate, and the energy is produced. So, digestion is a process in which a food material will be broken down into simpler substances to obtain all the nutrients, and in return, energy is produced. This energy only enables us to do all the other activities. So, we need food to do all the activities so that the energy is obtained from the food, enabling us to do the activities. Now, you may get a doubt that what does this complex components mean? The complex components is nothing but you have learnt in your lower grades itself, that is the food components. Carbohydrates, proteins, fat, vitamin, minerals, water and roughages. These are all the components present in our food material, and it has to be broken down into simpler substances from the food which we eat, and only then it can be utilized by the body cells. Right? So now let us see the digestive system of human beings, how it is. We have the starting organ of the digestion as mouth. In the mouth you have the salivary glands also. And the esophagus. Esophagus is nothing but the food pipe. Food pipe and windpipe are different. Windpipe will operate only during respiration, and food pipe will operate during digestion. Okay? And the stomach. Small intestine, large intestine and anus. This is what the human digestive system is. Starting from the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus. Though you would have learnt this digestive system in your lower grades itself, but we are going to see in detail in your grade 7. Today let us discuss the first 3 organs involved in the digestion. The first one is your mouth. As I told you already, we call mouth by a biological term called buccal cavity. Because in the buccal cavity you have your teeth, tongue and salivary glands helping us to break down the food materials in the process of digestion. So I call all these things together by a name called buccal cavity, comprising teeth, tongue and salivary glands. The tongues, as we discussed already in the last class, will have the taste buds. Sweet, sour, spicy, salty, all the tastes are identified with the help of your tongue. And the teeth. You have 2 jaws, upper jaw and lower jaw. 16 teeth in all the jaws. So totally 32 teeth, which helps us to bite, tear and grind the food material. And you have the salivary glands. Salivary glands will produce the saliva. So come here, okay. Salivary glands will produce the saliva. It is like a juice-like liquid having the name salivary amylase. So why do we need saliva? We need saliva to swallow the food material. Once the food is being broken down into small substances with the help of teeth, it has to be swallowed. Think of a dry food substance to swallow. It is little hard, no? So if it is mixed with the saliva, the food material gets easy to swallow and it has a good flow to enter the esophagus. Instead of a dry food to swallow, with the help of saliva, the food flows easily. It is swallowed easily. That is the usage of salivary glands. And what is happening in the buccal cavity? In the mouth itself, as I told you already, digestion is the process of breaking down of complex substances. The complex substances include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals and water and roughages. So these components only is being broken down in the process of digestion. Right? it starts in the mouth itself. The complex components are started to broken down in the mouth itself. Here a component of food, that is your carbohydrates. When you eat potato, rice, they are all rich in carbohydrates. They are all broken down into simpler substances in the mouth itself. As the food passes each and every organ, these components are broken down step by step, one by one. So in the mouth, carbohydrates is broken down. Starch is obtained in the mouth itself. Okay. Let us move to the next organ, esophagus. Esophagus is the biological term given for your food pipe. So as the food is swallowed, after grinding properly with the help of saliva, it is easily swallowed and it enters your food pipe, that is your esophagus. O is silent, I call by the name esophagus, but you have to write it with O. The spelling of esophagus starts with O, but the pronunciation is only, the O is silent. Okay. As the food enters the esophagus, it is a long tube connecting your mouth and stomach. Right? So this tube, I mean the pipe, when the food enters, it starts to expand and contract. As the food material, as it enters the pipe, no, it starts to expand and contract. So that slowly it enters your stomach in the downward direction. Only if the pipe is a straight, stiff one, will the food go as usual in a easy flow. It may get stuck somewhere, right? So this pipe should be somewhat elastic one in such a way that it can expand as well as it can contract, enabling the food to move down to the stomach without any problem, without any stucking in between. This expansion and contraction of the food pipe so that it enables the food to flow easily in the downward direction to the stomach is called peristalsis. Okay, only with the help of peristalsis, that is in the expansion and contraction, the food enters the stomach. And the next thing is your stomach. Here the food is broken down for proteins. What did we see in the buccal cavity? Carbohydrates is broken. And in the stomach, the next component, proteins, is broken down. Okay? As I told you already, each and every organ in the digestion will break down the food into, that is, the complex substances into simpler substances. So what is happening in the stomach? First, let us see the structure of stomach. The stomach is a hollow, U-shaped, muscular bag-like structure. This stomach will have a lining of mucus. Mucus, okay? Mucus is a layer present in the stomach, a lining given to the stomach layers for protection. Because the food materials which we eat shouldn't harm the layers of stomach. For the protection purpose, a lining is given in the stomach and that is called by the name mucus. Clear? So what is the stomach doing? It churns the food. It mixes the food. It secretes the acids and juices to mix the food, and from that mixed food, it absorbs the proteins. So where does the acids and juices are produced in the stomach? The stomach has a linkage, a connection to your liver and pancreas. Liver will produce acid and pancreas will produce pancreatic juices, okay, which both these acid and juices will have a connection to the stomach, and those juices would enter the stomach, and the food in the stomach with the help of these acids will get broken down, and thereby the proteins are obtained. Okay, so in the stomach, as we learnt already in your chemistry, that hydrochloric acid is an acid present in the stomach to break down the food particles. This hydrochloric acid is used to kill the bacteria. Okay, the unwanted bacteria would be destroyed by the presence of hydrochloric acid in the stomach, the acid and the juices are received to the stomach with the help of liver and pancreas. They would be present in the side of the stomach, so that a muscle or a tube connects them to the stomach, entering with the acids and juices to break down the proteins. Clear? So today's class we saw about the first three organs involved in the digestion, that is your buccal cavity, esophagus and stomach. And in the buccal cavity carbohydrates is obtained, and in the stomach proteins is obtained. Peristalsis is a movement of food in the esophagus. Clear? If you have any doubt you can call me today. I would stop with this. The rest we can continue in the next class. Thank you.